How is it going, guys? My name is Onesie Burnett and welcome back to Katawa Shojou. And in the last episode, Hisao really pissed me off. Quite frankly, he's an absolute dick. I hate the guy so much right now. Anyway, yeah, we're just gonna have to try and put up with him being a prick for a while. I will. The morning alarm sounds and I roll over, switching it off. My eyes open blearily to stare at the ceiling. What am I going to do? Do I get out of bed, go down to the track and pretend that nothing happened? Will Emmy even show up? After last evening's events, I doubt it. Even supposing that she did, what would I do then? Get over this fight just to dance the same routine the next time something's bothering her? I know that I spoke hastily last evening, especially trying to use her father as leverage. But was anything I said really off the mark? She won't let me in, ever, and she'll be forced to suffer alone. Nothing I do, nothing I say is going to change that. She won't change, and she's already decided to keep me at arm's length. Can I really bring myself to go down there and see her, knowing that I'm never going to get past where I am now? Oh, he went back to sleep. No, I decide. I really can't. Not today. I roll over and go back to sleep. She probably won't be there anyway. Damn it. Oh, no. Shit's getting tough. A similar mental conversation repeats itself when it comes to go to lunch. I eat in the cafeteria alone. I don't want to see her. The very thought makes me feel ill. That night I go for a run. I'm solo for the first time. Emmy got sick after the track meet. Skipped seeing the nurse, just in case he asked about Emmy. I don't want to talk about her either. The next day I do the same thing. Alarm off, stay in bed, eat alone, run alone. To fill the time that I would usually be spending with Emmy, I start reading more. It works surprisingly well, until I find myself ducking into a restroom because I see her walking down the hall in between classes. If she noticed me, she didn't show it, even though I don't suppose she ever shows anything. Certainly not to the girls from her class I see talking cheerfully to her, or to fellow track team members, especially not to me. Alarm off, stay in bed. Yuto and I have a lengthy talk about the possibility that string theory is plausible. I don't buy it myself. Wow. More than 4 dimensions, I can buy. But a bunch of vibrating strings at the subatomic level? That's asking a bit much. Looks like I'm not the only one to think this way too. Apparently it's not really as strong a theory as it once was. Muto says that just because nobody has found the right way of looking at the data yet. Eat alone. The rooftop is deserted today. I briefly wonder where Emmy and Rin are, but shrug off the question. The important thing is that they aren't here, so I won't have to talk to them. Since I have nobody to talk to, I bring a book with me to read. The weather's nicer, if getting a little hot. Hopefully it will be cooler in the evening. A cool breeze seems to back up my theory. Jesus. Run alone. It is in fact cooler at the track. No sign of Emmy, which is exactly the sort of thing I'm going for. I stretch out and start on my usual run, trying hard to ignore the lack of a partner in front of me. Finding my thoughts drifting damnably to that girlish laugh, incorrigible grin, those wide and friendly eyes, her incredibly toned body. I increase the pace to clear my head. Chew up the distance between me and the turns. Find the speed that makes me think of only my legs and how much they burn. I glance at my watch as I round the final turn, noting that my time's gone faster. My heart seems a little squirrely tonight, so I give myself a few extra cooldown laps just to be safe. No reason to bring this to the nurse's attention. I'll be fine. A rather Emmy-ish thought, I'll have to admit. I have to hope that eventually I'll stop thinking about her so much. Stop this! I can't take it! I finish another book before going to bed that night. I'll have to stop by the library tomorrow. I can't take this! I don't know why I keep the early alarm on anymore, but it wakes me up the next morning just the same. I still turn it off and go back to sleep. That afternoon, as I get ready to head to the cafeteria for another solo lunch, I've got a new book about a couple of con men in ancient Persia that I'm pretty excited about reading. I'm suddenly cornered by Misha and... Huh? I guess just Misha.
Off to eat alone again, He-chan? We've noticed you now. We? Uh-huh. She-chan and I noticed that you've been spending more time alone. She wanted me to find out why, so I told her I'd ask you.
I'm surprised she didn't ask me herself.
She would have, but she wanted to get a head start on some paperwork. There was a lot of it since we're coming up on the end of term, you know.
Why the sudden interest in my well-being, anyway?
Shi-chan said it's the duty of the student council to keep track of the emotional health of its students. To allow a constituent to spiral into depression unchecked would be an unforgivable failure given the council's duties.
That was very hard to read. Well, that's easy then. I'm not depressed.
But you're eating alone, and nobody's seen you and Emmy together at all. Something happened, didn't it, Hee-chan?
Misha's voice takes on a slightly sterner tone, though she somehow keeps the familiar lilt at the end of her sentences. I purse my lips, uncertain about how to respond. I have no idea what to do here. Shit. Fuck my life. I genuinely don't know. I need to check something. Click this. I'm gonna have a look. It's instant replay. Shit. I actually can't remember because I was looking up some stuff for the game and I found that there was a flowchart with a load of decisions, and this is one that is so important. Fuck, I can't remember what it was. If it was downplay the issue. Right, okay. I remember looking at it and thinking, that's exactly what I would do. And in this situation, Misha and Shizune were two of the only people to speak to me at the start of the game. They were two of the only people I could speak to, and I'd spent time reading with them, playing Risk with them. They were trying to get me into the school council. I feel like I need to let her know. But if I do, she could just go in and be like, oh, why are you telling people my problems? No, I'm going to let her know. I feel like I can trust Misha. Misha seems very trustworthy. I'm going to do it. Oh, I've made such a bad choice there, haven't I? Oh, fuck. Well, I suppose someone else knowing about my problem can't hurt. Heck, maybe even Misha can offer some advice. We had a fight at her house. I keep trying to get close to her and she won't let me get close, and I said something stupid and she threw me out.
Have you talked to her since then?
Misha looks genuinely concerned. I'm surprised, as I'd almost expected to drop the subject after finding out what the trouble was. Even more surprising is how quickly I found myself spilling my guts to her. No, I haven't. I just can't bring myself to face her after that. I made a complete fool of myself and she probably hates me now anyway, especially since I haven't seen her since then.
You're pretty slow, Hee-chan.
Yes, he is! This doesn't sound like advice. Huh? Misha places her hands on her hips and launches into a speech that would sound more plausible coming from Shizune.
The solution to your problem is simple. You have to go and apologize to her. Leaving things like this will just make things worse. You can't know that she hates you unless she tells you. Otherwise, there's no evidence that what you fear is true. And if you really care about her, shouldn't you be worried about how she's taking all this?
With a sudden start, I realise that she's right. I've kept waking up to an early alarm because part of me wants to meet Emmy at the track for our runs. I've kept running because I know that Emmy would worry about me if I didn't stay healthy. When I went on the roof yesterday, I was half hoping that she would be up there and felt disappointed when she wasn't. I'm an idiot.
Kinda, Hee-chan. So, go and apologize to her as soon as you can, okay?
I open my mouth to say that I'll do it right away, but the lunch bell rings and I realise that I still have afternoon classes to attend. First thing after class is over, I'll go see her, I promise. And, thanks for the advice, I guess. Misha beams at me as if I were a child that had just learned his ABCs.
Good. I'll let Shi-chan know that you're okay then.
Yeah, you do that. With a wave, and completely disregarding the fact that people are starting to trickle back into the classroom as opposed to out of it, Misha departs the classroom. I suppose she and Shizune have student council business again. I fucked up, haven't I? I think I fucked up. But that sounds good. But how do you approach someone like that? I don't know! Oh. While the afternoon wears on, I find myself impatient for lessons to end. I need to see Emmy now. I have to try and set things right. Even if Emmy hates me now, I have to at least apologise. I owe her that much. Should I meet her in her room? No. I decided it would be better... wow. I don't know what I've done. Let's go back. I decided it would delay things too much. If I know Emmy, I can find her at the track. Still have no idea what I'm going to say when I get there, but I take comfort in knowing that Emmy probably won't have a plan for something like this either. Play it by ear, stop being nervous and just get to the track. Figure the rest out when I get there. The track looms ahead, and another jolt of nerves hits me in the gut. I resist the urge to turn and walk away, and instead note with satisfaction that I was right, and Emmy is still running. I don't make myself immediately known. I find a seat in the bleachers and watch her run instead, thinking back to earlier meetings. After a few trips around the track, Emmy notices me and skids to a halt, an expression of surprise that slides easily into one of anger.
What are you doing here?
Not quite the response I'd hoped for, but at this point I don't have much of a choice. I wanted to apologise for what I said the other day.
The other day?
She laughs, a curt exclamation of disbelief.
It's been almost a week, Katawa.
Well, yeah. Better late than never, right? Emmy crosses her arms and stares at me coolly, as if sizing me up. Finally, she nods.
I suppose you're right. Water under the bridge, then. I forgive you. Is that all?
Her almost impatient question catches me so off guard that she's already halfway down the track before I think to shout after her. No, wait! She doesn't seem to have heard me, or she doesn't want to hear me, and so I give chase, disregarding completely the fact that I'm not dressed for it. My feet hurt, and my shirt collar feels like a noose around my neck, but I still chase after her because if I don't, I'll lose my chance. Emmy hasn't started to really accelerate yet, which is probably the only reason why I'm able to catch up to her and reach out and tap her on the shoulder, just before my legs give in running in dress shoes and stumble to a stop. Surprisingly, fortunately, all that running seems to have paid off. I'm short of breath, yes, but at least my heart isn't actually actively trying to force its way out of my ribcage. My touch on her shoulder has stopped Emmy, and while there's a flash of concern when she sees me catching my breath, it seems that she has a good idea of what I'm capable of too. The concern is short-lived.
What?
She seems so irritated by my being there that I almost lose my nerve, but I've lost my nerve enough. I need to explain myself. Why I can't just let the matter rest. Emmy folds her arms and bounces one blade on the ground in an approximation of chapping her foot impatiently. Angry as she is, and as nervous as I am, she still looks beautiful.
Okay, Katawa, explain.
The thing is, I know you're really sensitive about the accident and about your dad. I can see Emmy's face twitch at the mention of the two things that have been steadily driving us apart, or at least made me feel like we're being driven apart. I can't speak today. But that's why I want to know about them, I think. Because I see how much they hurt you, and I want to be there to comfort you. It makes me miserable seeing you sleepless and depressed. And don't pretend you aren't, because I know, okay? Just remember that night when you fell asleep with me and had that nightmare, and that you were happy just to have me there when you woke up. I want to be able to be there for you like that, whenever you need me to be. The stern face cracks slightly. Emmy interrupts before I can continue further.
Just stop right there. We can't see each other anymore, okay?
She's rushing now, looking everywhere but at me. I'm surprised she doesn't bolt. She knows I can't catch her.
We're not right for one another.
That's not true and you know it.
No, it's true. You're too...
I know that I've been pushy about knowing your past. If you can't tell me yet, then at least let me be there even if I don't know the reason. It's okay, I promise. I won't ask why you need comfort, I'll just give it freely. She's shaking her head, and tears seem to be threatening the corners of her eyes.
Stop saying that!
Why? Because you're afraid you'll take me up on it? God damn it.
I'm not afraid.
I can't keep the chiding tone from my voice as I respond. Yes, you are. You told me yourself, remember? That's okay, really, it is. However, it seems to me that someone who'd managed to come out of that wreck and still be as energetic and cheerful as you would be determined enough to face that fear.
Determination? What do you know about determination?
Undertale told me a lot about determination, actually. I know that there's a girl so determined to take care of a total stranger that she'd steal his food at a festival. I know that there's a girl so determined to help me with my own problems that she'd draw up a complete dietary and exercise plan, and that she'd not only draw up the plans, but she'd follow them with me, even when she knew I couldn't run, even when she couldn't run. Determined enough to keep me at an arm's length that she'd put herself through emotional pain if she thought it was the right thing to do. Although there's one thing that this determined girl didn't quite plan for, which was that I might feel that same kind of determination to keep her from being hurt. I fell in love with you, and I refuse to let that be thrown away because you're afraid of losing me. With what little control Amy still has at this point, cracks, and I find myself suddenly enveloped in her embrace as she cries.
Why are you doing this? Why can't you just leave me alone?
I hold her close and plant a kiss on top of her head. I'm sorry, Emmy. You helped me when I first arrived, so now I have to help you. It's only fair.
You're utterly hopeless. Did you know that?
She hiccups and trembles a little. Funny. I could say the same about you.
Can you do something for me, Hisao?
Anything.
Can you go now?
It feels like she's just shoved a knife through my chest. Go?
I need to think, okay? I can't just tell you everything yet. I'm still scared. And when you're around, I can't think clearly. But do me another favor.
What's that?
Show up for our morning run tomorrow.
That's hit me. Oh my god. I smile, feeling better than I have all week. Of course. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Emmy steps back slowly, almost reluctantly. She sniffles a little and then grins at me. A real smile that lights up the track, overpowering the fading evening's light.
See you tomorrow, Hisao.
Okay. She darts forward, suddenly planting a soft kiss on my lips and then steps back shyly. Spinning on her foot, she takes off running again, and I know that our conversation's at an end. My lips tingle with the warmth of that brief kiss and the memories together of other longer kisses. I walk back to my room with a spring in my step. Tomorrow when my alarm goes off, I'll get up. I can't. I just can't. Motion. That's pretty damn cool. God damn it. Oh! It's too cute. I can't deal. It is so adorable. The morning sun is bright through my open window, and the sound of my alarm quickly has me up and about. I slept surprisingly well last night, secure in the knowledge that at least I've got another chance with Emmy. If I can just keep myself from doing anything stupid, maybe I'll find out what's been eating her recently. I have a few educated guesses, but nothing concrete, and I'm certainly nothing that I'm going to say to her. I'd much prefer to have her tell me herself. Emmy is waiting for me as promised, looking a little haggard but otherwise bright and cheerful, much more so than any previous day this week.
Hisao, you're late.
I wave my hand dismissively. Nonsense. Nonsense. You're just early. Emmy grins back, and it feels like we're finally back where we should be with one another. Except now, Emmy, not just me, wants to take another step forward, although a part of me worries that she'll back out at the last second.
Hurry up and stretch, Hisao. I don't want to miss the bus.
The bus?
Yeah, the bus. I want to show you something, and I don't want to be late.
Oh, okay. I try not to grin too wide. I'm happy beyond words that Emmy wants to hang out after the run. At all. But her promise of showing me something has me even more intrigued. Is this what she had to think about? I wonder just what she's planning to do. I think I know! I think I can guess. I quickly go through my warm-up routine, while Emmy bounces impatiently from one foot to the other. She really does seem to want to get moving as soon as possible. The run is over so quickly I can barely believe that I haven't fallen over dead afterwards. Emmy set a blistering pace, and I, in my foolishness, kept up with her. Well, until the last few laps, I had to slow down just in case, but I don't mind. And Emmy's waiting patiently for me when I finish. As patiently as she can wait, anyway.
Finished? Good, come on!
Wow. Grabbing my arm, she practically rushes me down to the nurse's office. You seem in a hurry, Emmy. Trying to catch the early bus?
Yeah, I told my mom I'd be back for lunch.
Well, I'll take care of you first, then.
But Hisao's got to come with me too.
The nurse raises a single eyebrow at this statement and peers at the two of us searchingly. Wow. Really? Today, huh? Emmy's response is a nod, followed by a surprisingly shy grin. Well then, we'll make this quick. Emmy enters the nurse's office, and I patiently wait outside for her to be finished, wondering why the nurse seemed to be surprised by Emmy's declaration. I feel like I'm missing out on some joke, or the significance of today, beyond the fact that it's clearly significant in some way, of course. True to his word, the nurse has Emmy out of his office surprisingly quickly, and I take her place after promising some shit that I can't even read. There we are. The nurse takes my pulse and listens for a bit. Your heart beats faster than usual. Been pushing yourself again, have you? Well, Emmy seemed in a rush to get through the run, so... I'm not surprised. Today is rather important to her, you know. I suspected that could be the case, but I have no idea why that's the case. That's poor writing! She hasn't told you? Interesting. So you're not going to tell me either, then? No, I'm not. I suspect that Amy has her own plan for explaining something today to you, and I don't want to mess with that. You'll find out soon enough. So, what's the rush? Now, as for your heart, I would take it easy the rest of the day. No spontaneous races or anything like that. Got it? Got it. She won't have her running legs on anyway. No, but if you think something like that is going to stop her, good point. I don't think it'll be much of an issue today of all days, but still. If he's trying to reassure me, he's doing a terrible job. I'm quickly becoming more and more worried about what today could be like, for like suddenly finding out Emmy's in a cult or something. At the same time, if today is such a big deal, and Emmy wants me to be with it for... damn it, I'm trying to read this well and I can't do it. If today is such a big deal and Emmy wants to be with her for it, then maybe she really does want to grow closer to me. Maybe this will be the answer to all the riddles. To the sleepless nights and the sudden mood swings. Either way, I barely remembered to thank the nurse before taking off as quickly as I dare from my room, to get a shower and throw on some decent looking clothes. Emmy, of course, proves me wrong as soon as I reach the front gate, wearing her usual shirt and shorts, so at least I know it's not a terribly formal affair, whatever it is. You're early, Hazal. Not as early as you. Eager, are we? Emmy cheekily pokes out her tongue. The bus stop isn't very crowded this hour, which seems to please Emmy, and we end up relaxing a little as we wait. We sit in silence for a while, but I can tell that Emmy's trying to work herself up to say something. I don't have anything to say myself, so I sit waiting for her to talk. It doesn't take too long. So, I'm sure you're curious as to why the nurse thought it was so weird for me to be bringing you along today. I was a bit, yes, but if you're not ready to tell me... Amy stops my sentence by placing a finger on my lips. Don't tempt me, Hazal. I want to tell you this, but I'm just uncertain as to how to go about it. I don't want to keep delaying or deferring, I just want to be able to say it. So say it. You know that it's not going to be that easy for me, Hazal. So treat it like running. Warm up to it with something small and easy and go from there. But don't do it too fast, okay? I'm a patient man. I can wait for you to get to it. Amy seems to consider my words, weighing them up against what probably is a desire to get it over with. I will admit, as much as I keep telling Amy to take her time, I wouldn't mind her getting it over with either. But somehow, I know that Amy needs more time than the bus ride will provide to get it all out, whatever it is. Yeah, maybe you're right. The bus stop probably isn't the best place for this anyway. But just to make sure that I don't go back on my word, I'll at least say this. She takes a deep breath, lets it out, and after a moment says in a low voice, We're going to see my dad today. That's where we're leaving this. God damn it. Oh, revelations. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, don't forget to leave a like and all of that good stuff. And I will see you in the next episode. Have a great day and a great life. And I will see you later. Take care of yourselves.